Let A be the set contains A, B, and C, and let B be the set that contains X and Y, and let C be the set that contains 0 and 1. Okay, first we want to find A cross B cross C. So for this one, we're going to have elements from A, elements from B, and then elements from C. So we want to take into account all of them. So there's going to be 3 elements from A, 2 elements from B, 2 elements from C. So I do 3 times 2 is 6 times 2 is 12. That means there should be 12 total solutions here. First, let's work with A. So you're going to start with A. Now let's make sure we go in order. So let's pick A and let's pick X. And then let's work with C. First we'll do 0, and then we'll do 1. So now we exhausted A and X. So we'll move on to Y. So we'll go to Y for B, and then you have to go 0, and then 1. So now A is complete. Move on to B now. We go to X and then 0. So it's basically the same thing as above, but the only thing that changes is the A changes to a B. So once B is finished, we move on to C. So start C, go to X, then 0. C, X, 1. So now everything is done here with X and set C. So we go on to Y, and then 0, and then Y with 1. So that's finished. Now let's move on to B cross B cross B. So for this one, we're only going to be using the set B 3 times. So what might be easier is if we just write this out 3 times. Okay. So there's 2, 2, and 2. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. We should get 8 of these. So first, start with X, and then X again. So it's like, keep the first one, and then do first and second. Okay, so first, so these are all number 1s, and then we're going to do first, second. So now I'm finished with this X here. I'm going to move into Y. We're going to have X, Y, and then X, and then X, Y, Y. Now this is finished. Okay, now we're going to go to this Y right here. So that Y, so this second, and then 1, 1. X and X. And then we can have Y, X, Y. And then we're going to have Y, Y, X. And then Y, Y, Y. So a total of these is 8. Next example, we're going to be looking at powers. So let's say if we have A squared, we can think of that as A cross A. So if A is 0, 1, 3, well, I'm just going to rewrite this again. We have 0, 1, 3. And now we can, well, we know first of all, it's 3 times 3 is 9. We should get 9 total sets here. So let's first start with 0. And then we want to make sure we hit everything here. So we can have 0, 0, 0, 1, and 0, 3. So what you're doing is kind of like this. Then you move on to 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 3. And then finally you'll do the same thing with 3. now let's move on to a cubic. So let's say if we have a cubed, we know that's going to be a cross a cross a. And let's do two examples. So one of them is going to be if a is the set that contains a. So this one, we can just write it as like this. So there's only one element here, right? A only has, capital A only has lowercase a in it. So the only combination is just to have all A's. That's the answer for that. And now if we have a, b, 0, comma, a, well, I'm just going to write this out 2 more times. We know that's going to be 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So let's fix the first element here. It's going to be 0, 0, then 0. So it's all the first. And then 0, 0, a. And then 0, a, 0. And then 0, a. So now this 0 is finished. Now we move on to a. A, 0, 0. A, 0, a. And then this 0 is finished, so we go to a, 0. And then a.